We're doing it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it
Don't worry
live.
about it.
Are you gonna
We'll
get
do it
over
live.
here? Do you want to come over
You
here?
know I don't show my face on that.
You but the video we're about to show you, your
I don't
whole
show
face is
my
in it
fucking-
the whole time.
No, it's from out of frame.
That's not true. I'm showing a screenshot of it right now.
No, you're not.
Can they even hear you? I'm holding the microphone.
I forgot about
See, you see how unnatural this is? You gotta come close so we can.
it. Is. It's really look. You know how it is.
Hey.
Ever since the hackers came.
Come on.
Ever since the hackers,
dude.
I'm worried.
Hey.
You know I'm worried.
It's okay. You can take your hand off now.
Take my hand off.
Hey guys.
What if we just record a whole new? Fuck the other one.
Fuck the other one. I don't think we've got the time for it. It's 3 a.m.
It is 7:59 p.m.
I got working tomorrow.
I got working tomorrow.
I got working tomorrow. Listen.
You hear him? He sounds like a friendly boy.
He's kind of like a friendly guy.
I heard a comic say "bitch tits" recently, and I really didn't like that.
Which one?
It was one of the guys from Cumtown, I think.
Cumtown.
Yeah, Cumtown.
Which one?
This is the part where we start beef with Cumtown.
I honestly like they're kind of a gap in my knowledge.
Same here. I can't avoid the beef with Cumtown now. Shit.
Yeah, shit. I don't like Cumtown. I don't know anything about them.
I don't
Come
like
at
Cumtown.
me. What's that one?
Come at me, town.
What's that one Greek guy's name?
We're so close to kissing. It's insane.
I know it's fucked up. Let's not
We've
even
never
be
been
closer,
closer to kissing than this.
Listen.
Remember when you'd be at a sleepover, you'd be sleeping like this?
No.
Next to each
Wait,
other?
no?
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
Not us. I just mean like, back
But
in
me
the
and my
day.
friends, as in we didn't do that.
Me and Jackson Knowles. Jackson Paul Knowles.
I'm going to bleep that out.
We'd be like this. One time at the lock-in at some sort of gymnasium. I don't even know if we were supposed to be there, honestly. And there was this grown-ass woman. She must have been at least 14. I was 12. And she saw a scratch on his wrist. She said, "Are you emo? Are you trying to kill yourself?"
Oh my God, that's really funny.
Yeah. And he was like, really actually insulted by it, of course. Because this was 2012.
They took that shit seriously back then.
This was back. White Boy 7th Street was still slinging back then.
You were having to beat the emo allegations. You couldn't absorb them.
Oh, yeah. Gay and emo, you couldn't be either of those things.
If you were both, you had to.
And that shit went hand in hand, too. And if you like Spider-Man, that's gay, too.
Now, if you were an emo gay Spider-Man lover, you became the president of the United States.
Yeah, just like Jill Biden.
Just like Bill Clinton.
Just like Jill Clinton.
Listen, it's been 5 months since we recorded.
5 months.
Why haven't we?
No one's going to get that reference. You don't get that reference.
I don't get it.
5 months.
No, what's that from?
It's from a YouTube poop from the Etika era of Nintendo hype.
Okay.
And if anybody here is familiar with that,
Why haven't we
I'm
uploaded
gonna
the
put
podcast?
your butt in your mouth and make you eat your underwear. Remember that?
No.
It's a Chris Chan quote.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's pretty funny.
Why haven't we uploaded this podcast in 5 months?
Hackers.
The hackers got to it. The Russians.
The Russians, dude.
The Russians.
The Russians. You can tell they're Russians. That motherfucker, what was his name?
Ukraine?
Dustanovsky?
Dustanovsky?
Losanovsky?
Jerkanovsky?
Take that jacket off.
No.
Jacket off.
Jacketoff.
Natasha jacket off. Okay, so we've just been riffing for 4 minutes. We haven't.
4 minutes and
There was
6 seconds.
hackers. Okay, look, there was hackers, and
They
it got really
hacked us?
scary.
And we had to undergo different identities for a while.
We had to go underground.
We had to let them
sneak it.
What were their names? They pretended to be us?
We had to sneak around.
What were their names? They pretended to be us?
They were called Johnson & Johnson.
A family company.
Even when I was a dumb baby, I didn't fall for that shit. A family company?
They're a company of
You ain't paying
families.
for commercials if you're a family company.
In my time now, in the 2020s, we call that nepotism.
You hear about Johnny Depp?
Listen.
His daughter is famous. He's a nepotism baby.
What? He's a nepotism parent.
Yeah, can you believe it?
This podcast is 5 months old.
He's only famous because his daughter is famous, dude.
I've got a feeling it's going to be extremely dated.
Yeah, we spend a lot of it. You haven't seen any of it.
No, I have not rewatched it since we recorded it 5 months ago. Since I was there.
Well, yeah. Don't you have the audio? There's an audio track.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it. I've been waiting for the video.
I've watched the video a couple of times. Anyway,
That's so fucked up.
The audio's not bad either. So if your audio is lost or fucked up, it's fine.
Cool.
But yeah, we talk a lot about J.K. Rowling.
And keffals.
And we talk about keffals. What happened to Keffal? Is she?
I have
dead?
no idea.
What happened to her? I hope,
Rest in peace, keffal.
I don't know what the verdict is on keffals, according to the white women who run Twitter.com and Elon Musk. But whatever, regardless of whatever she said, I hope she's like alive and okay. I don't know, because a lot of people really don't like her ass right now.
Yeah.
Or at least didn't then. And that's the last time I really heard about her, to be real. Do you think us recording that we killed Keffals? We got her.
No.
Okay, we're setting up the angles.
Set that fucking angle up. Set that fucking angle up.
Different. We were doing different genres.
What were you doing?
I was doing sort of like an 80s synth pop.
I was doing Play That Funky Music by Buck Cherry or whatever
That's-
the fuck they're called.
Is it Red Cherry? What an uncreative name.
No.
Did you know that song's autobiographical?
It seems like it. It's
Yeah.
too full of itself not to be.
He literally has a story. He was like, I was really bombing at this club. And I just started kind of riffing. And literally this nigga was like, play that funky music, white boy.
Flatten that shit as much as you can. Like as close to the
Flat.
urban
Well, this
model.
is unstable. I'm worried.
Don't fuck. If it falls, it's
Don't
hilarious.
fuck.
Don't fuck, man. There's people around.
Unrelated fact. Right behind there is the kitchen. People are in the kitchen in the morning. Do not yawn. We're gonna get the skin of our ankles here.
Did you watch that shit?
I didn't watch it. Did you?
Nope.
I wanted to see it, but now it's not in theaters. I kind of want to see Knock at the Cabin, the new Shyamalan bit. Shyamalan joint. I'm calling them all joints now.
Shyamalan joint like Spike Jones does. Spike Lee.
Spike Jones, who's that again?
He's the guy that did Her, the movie I didn't like.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit real quick.
We want to talk because okay.
Okay, well, first of all,
Welcome back to the Hear Me Out podcast. We're back in our set.
we're finally back in our set.
Yeah.
We're back in Noah's office.
We're back in my office where
Welcome back to the Hear Me Out podcast,
where I
where
read.
she didn't text back.
where she didn't text back podcast dynamic
Banter, honking horns and ringing bells and making good.
having fun.
I thought it was making good.
It is making good. I was just being media.
I was mad
facetious.
when they switched.
I don't remember a time before. God,
Yeah.
those levels are tiny.
Oh
We'll
my
make
God.
it. It'll be fine if it's a lost episode. That's recording audio too. So.
Should we switch?
No, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Okay.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
Don't fuck that shit, kid. You'll get an infection. You know who said that?
Who said that?
Bob Saget.
Bob what?
Bob Saget.
You can't say that shit.
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget. There you go.
See, that's worse. That's like a Star Wars or maybe a Harry Potter name.
Oh, what is it? Serona Ryan?
Can you fucking believe that?
Absolutely,
shit?
I can
Serona
believe
Ryan.
it. Yes.
I'm not surprised. I'm surprised it wasn't like She's a Dude Hemsworth or something.
She's a Dude Hemsworth. That's my uncle. That's my uncle. She's a Dude Hemsworth.
It's a good name, Hemsworth.
So, Her is an annoying, weird movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, are we actually hearing each other out on this one?
Yeah, let's hear each other out.
Let's hear
on
each other
Her.
out.
Let's do the
Let's
thing
do
where this
it.
podcast was
Is
made
Boba
for.
Fett cool? Let's figure it out.
I think he's
Right here and
fine.
right now.
I think he's been tarnished a bit
By what?
by the worst television show that Disney has maybe ever put out ever.
You know the first Boba Fett fan I ever met?
He had a tattoo upon him. Hey, it's your girlfriend is calling me right now.
Let me answer it.
Hey, Rose.
Hey,
What's up?
wait, is this Noah?
It is.
Whose phone do you think you're calling?
Who are you calling?
Okay, I called the wrong Noah, man. I'm trying to call my little cousin Noah.
There's a goddamn other Noah.
We have many Noahs in our lives.
I
Hey
know.
babe, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm trying to make a birthday card for my grandpa, but nobody knows if nobody is absolutely certain what age he is turning. And
Don't
I was
specify.
wondering-
Just say he's just getting up there.
Happy 117th birthday, Grandpa.
Yeah, a comedically big age. That's what I do for my little sister when I forget her age. I say, "What are
Oh
you,
my
10?"
God, I didn't.
I've had a running joke with my sister for years where I've called her 7.
And then does she correct you?
She's always 7. Every year I get her a birthday card that says happy 8th birthday.
Yeah. What if you started a bit like that right now?
Yeah, I don't No.
That's fair. That's fair. You don't have to know. I'm throwing a lot at you.
Okay, so my mom and my dad think he's turning 76, but they're both really weirdly not certain.
Well, look, you can blame it on them if you say it that way.
It's a shame about Ray.
And they feel sure enough to tell you that and know you're making the card. So I wouldn't be too terribly worried about it.
They told me to try to ask my aunt, and she wouldn't answer her phone, and her kids won't answer their phones, so...
Whoa.
What the fuck?
Her levels are bigger than ours.
Hey, Rose, is it okay that you're on the podcast right now?
Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm on the podcast.
Yes.
Hi, podcast.
Hi,
The podcast says hello.
Yes. Is the podcast a boy? Is the podcast non-binary?
The podcast is all binary. I'm sorry I
All
wasn't the
binary.
Noah you wanted to talk to.
That's all right. But you are on my phone as Cool Noah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Great.
so that's kind of messed up for
I have
your...
3 or 4 Noahs in my phone.
How do you know so many Noahs?
I'm in
What?
frame weird.
You're in frame fucked up and ugly. It's okay. Man.
Yeah, that's true.
Quit taking this shit seriously.
We've never filmed in the
Okay,
office
anyway,
before.
I love you guys. See
We
ya.
love you. Thanks for Merry Christmas. What was that about?
Who was that guy?
Can you tell him to never fucking call me again, please?
Wrong number.
Wrong fucking number.
No problem. I can do that.
Thanks, man.
Won't happen again. He won't do it.
So her is makes me feel like I'm watching like fetish porn as I watch it.
Interesting.
Just some guy who like, and I know it's not Spike Jonze. I know he wrote it and he directed it and shit like that. You know, and I'm not disparaging him because I like him and I know he's not this guy.
Yeah, like he's not presenting this guy as a good dude per se.
But I feel like if I were to watch it not knowing who made it,
Mm-hmm.
I would think it was a guy who went to New York one time and saw some dude using Siri like while he crossed the road and just was so in love with the culture that he just made a movie about how bad he wants to be in it and how he also wants to fuck digital assistants.
And then he also like read an article about futurism.
It feels like a nerdy little wet dream of some guy who I would cream to death if I met him.
What do you mean by cream to death?
I would kill him. I'd cream him.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
I'm gonna cream your ass.
I don't. You think that's an aspect of our culture we should get rid of?
What, creaming people?
Saying I'm fucked, saying you're creams, all this stuff, you know?
the overlap between like things that are overtly extremely sexual and also just threats. You know?
Yeah.
No,
it makes me uncomfortable some days.
Because like if you had never heard, like if you knew what a cream pie was, but you had never heard someone from the 80s say, I'm gonna cream your ass.
Yeah.
And some guy, like he's in a fight with you and he says, I'm gonna cream your ass, you're calling the police.
Yeah,
Like there's
I'm
like,
shooting him.
Yeah.
This is serious now.
Taken extremely
Yeah.
seriously. I feel like maybe we should just bring attention to these terms.
Mhm.
Creamed. We should.
It's pretty fucked up that that's just in our vernacular.
Creamed?
Not specifically just cream, but like you said, these like weird threats that we don't mean.
Uh-huh.
Strange.
I can see how it could make like that's the kind of shit that would like end a new friendship, you know?
Yeah,
like
if someone you don't know that well and you just happen to say I'm gonna cream your ass a lot.
And they think you're gonna like just
Cream your
fuck
ass.
them in the butthole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't like it.
Yeah. It's like, well, I didn't know that was on the table and I'm probably gonna leave.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
I don't really want my butthole cream, which is fine, you know.
I'm gonna cream your asshole.
That's got porn title energy. I hate that.
All of them have bad names.
It's true. Who's making porn?
Why what is the stepsister situation? Like I need to talk about this.
It's strange.
Because like for like 8 years now.
Do you think
at
it's
the
a
very
problem that
least.
creates itself?
In what way?
Like, do you think because it's popular, people like it, and people like it because it's popular? Do you think it's a feedback loop?
I've thought about this a lot. So I saw today.
Because no one seems to know why it's popular. Sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, you're fine. I watched a video today of a guy who bought a broken Steam Deck for $300.
Wow.
It didn't boot, which could be a
Could be a
litany of
number.
issues. Yeah,
Litany.
a litany of issues. And I
If I
just,
have a kid, I'm naming it Litany.
as a guy who buys broken things a lot, like it's something I like to do. I like to fix it up, and I get it for cheap. I thought it was really cool that this guy got a Steam Deck for like $200 less than what it's worth because he fixed it. That was
that's
the
super
thing.
sick.
That was the thing he did, right?
And all
But-
he had to do was fix it.
Yeah,
Instead of pay $200.
and that's something that like kind of gets to me is like if someone is buying like broken shit at this point is almost as expensive as shit that works.
Because people know that it will work.
Yeah, like that it could work. And so like if I want a brand new Nintendo 3DS XL, a new Nintendo 3DS XL, like never touched before, I'm paying $350. If I want a broken one, I'm still paying $200. Like that's not even a 50% decrease.
Yeah,
right?
that's fucked up.
And like,
because I know your kid like spit on that.
Yeah.
And kicked it down the stairs.
And people are going to buy them because it's if you can fix it, if you have the know-how, you are getting that for $150 less.
And you're gonna feel so smart.
Yeah, but I also feel like people will complain about the price of secondhand things and broken things for parts consoles and shit like that, and then still spend the money on it.
Yeah.
You know, like you are
Nintendo fans in general, I feel like that kind of thing, right? They say, I can't believe Mario All-Stars is $60. I can't make rent this month because I bought it.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Yeah, don't do it.
Emulate it.
It is so strange to me how people will like say this is a problem that we have and then propagate that problem. Like you were encouraging these buyers to continue to sell their $500 Steam Deck for $380 broken.
Yeah.
Like because you just want one for a little cheaper. Like and you're not even, you know, considering the investing your time and shit like that. So like I have never met someone who openly admits to enjoying stepsister porn, right?
Yeah.
But someone's got to be watching that shit.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
It's on the most popular, any website you go to, it's always there, right?
Yeah, it's like right on the front.
I mean, I guess, do you go on the sites a lot?
No.
Because, yeah, that's the thing. What if we're wrong now?
Yeah, what if
this is 2016?
Stepsister porn has been way out.
Way out.
They've
It's clown
expanded.
porn now.
It's clown porn. That's what they're all
I've been
into.
hearing a lot about clowns and Clussy.
Clussy?
Yeah.
I would prefer Clowussy. I feel like that's a more
Clowussy.
concise
It's an
way
insult,
of...
wussy. But
What?
they're clowns. They're already kind of silly.
Pussy is also an insult.
Yeah. But not in that context.
In what context? Wussy and pussy are interchangeable terms. One is a replacement for the other, so 4-year-olds can say it.
Yeah, it's the Looney Tunes version.
The Looney Tunes version.
But, like, if you're hearing Clowussy, wussy is never used in a sexual context.
Okay.
Pussy is used in both a insult, in a derogatory context, and in a sexual context.
I feel like all of the ussies work better typed out than said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a big problem with modern vernacular.
Like, just how, like, LOL everything has become, you know? Because, like, now you'll just meet a motherfucker that instead of laughing will say LOL. LMAO.
I hate them. I don't hate them. But
Yeah, but...
they unnerve me sometimes.
It's nothing against them, right? It's just, like, it makes you wonder, like, will we get to the point where we're just talking to each other via text, like, always? Like, will this be a text-based podcast?
Will this be... It's like a... I don't know if... Did I ever have you read Paper Girls?
No, but I have your copy of it.
There's these future people. And they talk in a bizarre futuristic dialect. And it's not like Frank Miller does it.
That's what I was going to say. Is it like
slice them, dice them, licking shags.
Cooking
like
eggs.
That. Cooking eggs, licking shags, baby.
Hell yeah.
I'm turning you to street pizza.
I want to eat some street pizza right this fucking moment.
You know what street pizza is?
Yeah. You go down to
it's
the...
It's buttholes.
Buttholes? No, it is not.
It's tickling buttholes.
You're freaking with me, man. You're always doing this now. You can never take anything seriously.
Don't start this crap again.
I don't want to hear this in my goddamn office, in my own fucking office.
I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to.
I dropped my shit in the floor again.
What did I say in the episode where I pretended to be Elvis? That was funny as fuck.
You're going
to have to feed me bacon bits. You want me to be calm.
Hell yeah, that's what it is.
That was my funniest joke for a month, and then it got really not funny because I said it too much. So I don't really think it's funny anymore, but I know that to an untrained ear, it would theoretically be funny if they had my sense of humor.
Yeah. I think a lot about almost every podcast we have a joke that is fucking hilarious, and I think about it until we record a new one, and then that's the new one. I have said older boy every day for a month and a half.
Great.
It rolls off the tongue. It was funny in the moment.
For me, older boy might be a mainstay.
There are so many. I call everyone an older boy.
He was a little bit of an older boy.
My oldest cat, he's an older boy. Yeah. Every time I see him, I'm like, be nice to him.
Are any of the cats still considered just a boy?
All of them except for the older one.
Yeah. The one that was named after me, is that a boy or an older boy?
He's a boy. Yeah. He's also gone. He's way out in the ether now. We don't see him anymore. But you'll see his brother if you come to my house.
I don't have any namesakes.
You're at my house.
That. Yeah, I'm at your house.
Nothing is named after you?
I don't have any namesakes out in the world of mine. No, I think it's fascinating now that there's just a little fucking cat with my same
that we named after
government name.
after you accidentally.
Yeah. accidentally makes it funnier.
Well, because we gave him your middle name
Yeah.
for a different reason,
And it was
and then
like-
he needed a middle name, so we
It was
gave
like-
him your last name as his middle name.
Yeah, and then you're all good. You know, you've got it figured out.
This shit starts to taste like pennies when it gets warm. You ever seen that?
I think that's
happen
your mouth.
before? My mouth tastes like pennies?
I think it's the backwash. Yeah,
I don't backwash.
everybody backwashes.
You can't.
Well, if you do it, like
Where's the
fucking
backwash
Aaron
come from?
Hansen.
Aaron Hansen? Don't bring that. Don't speak that name in my house.
He didn't do anything. It was the other one.
I'm dripping from the mouth right now.
Oh
You think
wait,
the
isn't
camera
there a
can see
new
that?
rumor about Aaron?
There's
Hansen?
new rumors about it. There's always a new rumor. Those guys are problematic. I've never watched a Game
He's
Grumps
learned and
video in
grown
my life.
before. I hope Aaron can make it out.
He
If they're true, of course. But it's possible. It's probable even.
you been keeping up with evil you. I forgot what I was gonna say. Hey, what's going on?
Gusarado, doctorado.
What is that from? Who
I
says
was doing
that?
an impression of Nyan Nam, which is technically racist.
No,
It's
Nyan Numb is racist, but you doing an impression of him is not racist.
But isn't it racist by the transitive property?
The transitive property of alchemy and
The transgender
of-
property?
What is it? The property? The transgender.
The transgendered property.
You think we can keep this up for another 45 minutes?
Dear God, no.
I think
No,
that's
I
what we
think
come
we can.
for.
I think we totally can. Are you having a good time?
I'm having a wonderful time.
Yeah?
I'm always having a good time with you, my friend.
If you're feeling the fatigue, this is okay. We can even take a break. Imagine a podcast with an intermission.
And intermittent, what do you think? We're some kind of play or something? What do you think? We're some kind
A little bit of
of
a
Diary of
Tarantino.
Anne Frank?
Does it have an intermission?
I think so.
Oh, it did have an intermission.
I think
yes.
it did.
That's
We
how we
went and
first
saw it.
kissed.
That is where the first time we kissed each
The
other.
first time we kissed in a brotherly way.
In a,
How many times you kissing your brother?
the first time we kissed in a sexual way came much later.
Well, I thought it was earlier.
There's some fucked up implications with that, and I'm not going to chase that joke. That at first we kissed each other in a sexual way, and then it became brotherly.
Oh, I see. Yes.
But
I
if
didn't
it,
really
it
think
started
that
off
joke
brotherly, it's like camaraderie, and then like we bring that.
Isn't
further.
that weirder though?
I feel like it's easier to look at someone you've fucked, or someone. It's.
I don't think he's gonna get us that way out of this one.
I'm not. I'm gonna keep on going. You watched anything good lately? Seen any good movies? Seen any good shows?
Seen Ted Lasso?
Really? How's that?
It's all right.
That-
Rose is watching it. I've been half watching it.
That guy gives me slimy vibes. I watched something the other day. Some guy.
Jason Sudeikis?
Yeah, he seems
I
freaky.
want him to be Superman.
He probably could, but I feel like every Superman has to have slightly slimy vibes.
Interesting.
Who
Tell me
has
about that.
atrocious vibes? I saw someone the other day that gave me the worst vibes I've ever seen.
Michael B.
in
Jordan
anything.
seems like he would be.
Oh my god, it's the fucking dad from Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh,
that guy?
You watched Dear Evan Hansen?
I am currently like hate watching it. I'm like turning it off and on while I'm on the
I have a
toilet.
coworker who thinks he's very smart and cool, and he has his HBO Max plugged into the
Uh-huh.
TV at work, and I know that nigga's been watching Dear Evan Hansen.
You should put that shit on. You should put it on for the customers.
I really should, honestly.
You know what? I bet it would drive up
They
sales.
get upset.
I bet it would drive up sales.
You think so?
If you put up Dear Evan Hansen in a liquor store,
I don't get it.
they're gonna want to forget about it.
Oh.
They're gonna want to drink themselves away from Dear Evan Hansen.
They're gonna jump out of a tree. Spoilers for Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh my god, what the fuck, man? They're gonna make some guy kill
It's not my
themselves
fault.
and then steal his.
My first girlfriend spoiled it for me before I could even listen to it.
Really?
Be peer pressured into listening to it. I haven't listened to Dear Evan Hansen.
But so this was on your radar before the movie, even.
Oh yeah, I knew about Dear Evan Hansen.
Really? I had no idea about
She
it.
was a big fan.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that hilarious?
What's up with Ben Platt? Like, what's that guy's deal? You ever see a motherfucker and you cannot picture them outside of the thing that they do?
Mm-hmm.
Like
For me, a long time.
Ben Platt and like.
Sorry, and macaque got into the room. For a long time. For a
Bim
long
Evan
time.
Hansen.
For a long time. For a long time. Tobey Maguire was that way for me, where I was just like, because I was 4 and I watched Spider-Man.
He was just Spider-Man.
I was like, no, that's Peter Parker.
Yeah, it's like how your teacher lives at school when you're a kid. You
Yeah,
know? Like they,
yeah.
they do not have.
I saw
That motherfucker's not in
my
the
second
goddamn
grade
grocery
teacher.
store.
Henry Jones.
Henry,
I saw that nigga at the Walmart. I was scared as fuck.
really? One time,
In the banana section.
I'll never forget about this. You know what? I was in the banana section too, motherfucker. I saw my goddamn
Is that what
first.
they're calling it now?
No, there were really bananas there. They were $4.99 a pound. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget the sign. So I was like,
Please stop.
I was chilling.
Stop talking.
In the banana
Stop
section.
talking. Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
I was an older boy at the time.
Stop it.
What do you want me from me? What do you want from me?
I just want to let it sit. I'll never forget the sign as a joke. That's hilarious.
It was good. That's why I had to keep on going.
No. It was... Okay, so the Larry King bit I sent you, right? The Norm Macdonald Larry King interview. You've probably seen it. If you haven't, go ahead and look it up. It's funny. He's doing good. I look like I'm physically twice your size. Like, if we stood up, I'd be 9 feet tall. God damn it. Fucking.
That's good.
Is this good?
No.
Yes, actually it is.
Cool.
This helps.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
what was I saying?
You're talking about the Larry King bit.
Larry King
the
thing.
R word.
When Norm says the R word,
Mm-hmm.
we'll get to that later.
We
maybe.
will.
But this fucking. Are you paying attention to what Larry King is saying?
When?
Any time.
Always.
Is he brain dead? What's
He's like
First of all,
90 fucking years old.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be saying that. Second of all,
What, brain dead?
he's literally going like, I love jokes. When I hear a joke, I laugh.
Yeah.
Why would he's the most famous interviewer of all time, and that's what he has to say to Norm Macdonald, famous comedian who was
Exactly.
on Fairly Odd Parents?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is it's Norm that he's talking to, right? Because I've seen him like interview Jerry and shit like that, and
It's different.
Larry King was a big influence of the interview that I did. When I found out that Charlie Rose raped people, I
this
moved
is
on to
why-
Larry King.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Damn. Yeah, fair enough. Move on to Larry King. He's dead now.
but I think he's like, I physically think he's just trying to match Norm's energy.
Yeah,
Because that's
where he's
exactly
just
what Norm would say.
You're right.
He'd-
Norm
he'd-
would be like, I love jokes. When I hear a joke, I laugh.
When I hear a joke, I laugh. That's what he'd say, exactly like that.
My favorite Norm joke isn't even really a joke. It's his response to Neil deGrasse Tyson on Twitter.
That's
where he
fucking
says,
good.
Perhaps you have forgotten that we are not merely observing the universe, but we are part of it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and he's right.
And I mean, like, you know, I tend to look at Norm work like post 2012 or so through the lens of this is a man who is dying.
I was gonna mention, yes.
Because he's like, you know, he fought cancer like 9 years or some shit like that. You know?
And never told anybody about it publicly at the very least.
And so like, I think that there's some kind of like beautiful introspection that comes with that little comment towards fucking Neil, that not only is it a wonderful own and fuck that guy and he deserved it, but also like, man, that guy probably had some wisdom in him. You know, like he probably had some shit to say.
I think so. I think people who aren't experiencing their own mortality in a real and scary way,
Yeah.
but think they understand it, need to talk to those who are experiencing it in a real way, in a physical, in a material way.
I think there's a lot that we can like grow to understand about like what it feels like to be dying from the dying, you know? Because like they don't want to talk about it, and I get that. But if ever they did, I think it would be great.
As soon as I'm dying, I'm talking about it.
There's a documentary that I've been meaning to watch.
I say that.
Yeah.
Who knows how I feel?
Yeah.
But if I feel the same as I do now.
A whirlwind of emotions.
Yes.
There's a documentary I've been meaning to watch that like follows the final days of like terminally ill patients, and like I would love to watch it. Like I want to hear what they have to say and you know what their happiest moments and their regrets are, you know. But like I don't know if I can bring myself to witness that shit.
Yeah.
You know, because like I know every single one of these motherfuckers were dead 3 days after saying this shit, and I don't know how bad that would fuck me up because I get fucked up pretty easy. I've seen
Really?
Yeah, man. Like
it's actually really hard for me to get fucked up.
I wouldn't say that I get like fucked up, but I can just be like shut down. Like I it's not hard to like put me in my place like in the world, you know what I mean? Like have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream?
I haven't,
talk about this
and
movie.
I am afraid of it because of what you tell me about.
Yeah. So like if I have to like witness just a great amount of suffering, be it fictional or not,
It's hard.
it will like for the rest of the day I'll be like quieter than usual. You know what I mean? And like I have a hard time distancing it from like, you know, an actual movie of a guy like made by a guy whose entire filmography is like this, you know? But like
Aronofsky. I recently watched an Aronofsky film, my first.
what was it?
The Whale.
Okay, was it good?
It was very good, and I discovered, of course, it was deeply disturbing. Seemingly not as disturbing as Requiem or some of his other works that I've heard of, but it was indeed quite unsettling and depressing and deeply, deeply, deeply sad. And for me, I think it's something that I found myself coming back to in moments, but it did not really affect my levels. Are tiny.
Talk louder.
Talk louder?
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking louder.
We're talking louder now. Let's do the rest of the podcast. Like,
can we fix this?
I can fix fucking anything. Do you know how awful
You're such a
Lawson
talented
eats
editor.
rice the entire time and the microphone never doesn't pick it up?
I made
did
a
that
song
shit.
about it.
I know. I haven't listened to it yet because I'm a bad person and a
Me
bad
too.
friend.
I told him I was listening to it, and I am going to listen to it, but I keep forgetting and then not doing it.
I'm calling him right now.
Oh my god,
Can
we
we
have to
play
get
it
him on the pod. We have to
podcast?
get him on the
We're
pod.
calling Lawson on the pod right this moment.
Get him on the pod. Get him on the pod.
Get him on the pod.
Sometimes I feel bad because I have more bits with Lawson than
Mhm.
Crawford, and I don't always reach out.
See, Crawford's not in the lore. We can't just go name dropping him like that. Shouts out to Crawford. I
Shout
love
out
him
to
so
Crawford,
much.
man. Crawford reviews.
This motherfucker has never answered my call one time as long as I've known him.
Oh, really?
I've known this man 10 years. He has
So
never
it's not
answered.
just me.
No, he's
Good,
never
good,
answered one of
good.
my phone calls. I bet if I called him on Instagram or some shit like that, though, he'd
He'll
answer.
pick up on Instagram for sure.
I know it immediately. This is so sad. Lawson, we're calling you. Oh my
An
god.
automated voice messaging system? Can you fucking believe it?
874-392-4716 is not available.
Please leave that in.
I am. I will. You couldn't stop me. if
Who's
you
gonna
wanted to.
call him?
I'm gonna call him.
Nobody.
If he calls me back, I will play the song later. Our levels are fucking fine. Okay?
Our levels.
We don't. I don't. I'm not. I won't let you call me a talented editor.
You are though.
After what's the fucking program I use? Premiere Pro is just good at making things sound and look good. So it's not me. It's them.
It's true. It's true.
What's going on? What were we talking about? I feel like I got really high energy when we started talking loud. Now my brain's not working quite.
Oh
right.
no. That's. I'm pretty sure that's human nature. I think that's how it works.
That's just the adrenaline or
You know,
whatever.
you've been to a sports game and you woo, and then you're like, "What were we doing?"
I fucking love to woo, motherfucker.
I'm not a big wooer.
Dude, I get the.
I like a good ironic woo
Uh-huh.
because for me it's hard to express genuine emotion because of how deeply fucked up my brain is.
Mhm.
But the ironic woo it's a secret, you know. It can help me get into it. It's like a back door.
Okay. It's like a life hack that can like get
It's
you
like
to-
anal sex.
We weren't really talking about that. Like I don't think the environment or
It was a simile using like her ass.
Well, yeah, but it was
Like her
it
ass.
was
Like her ass.
it was just
I hardly know her.
that wasn't really good. That wasn't funny, and I'm sorry. I just think your non sequiturs kind of like make me uncomfortable. sometimes.
Non-sexual.
I'm gonna fucking kill. I'm gonna cream your ass. Is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna cream your butthole if you don't shut the fuck up. You ever think about that?
Butthole's not a good word.
Butthole is one of the worst.
They were right. Like if I was a teacher and I heard a 7-year-old boy say, "My butthole," I'd be like, "No, you're out, dude. It's over. It's done."
Mrs. Jones.
Jeremy?
Mrs. Jones.
Jeremy.
Hey. My butthole itches.
I wish we could still hit you. I would hear that every once in a while.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I
Actually,
wish we could
at my
still hit
school,
you?
they were allowed to.
Why are you beefing with me? I'm 7. I love you.
Yeah, right.
That's
right.
fucked up shit.
It's like you're nice to me 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to hit me. What's
Now
wrong with
you're-
you're a grown woman.
You're a grown ass man.
You're a grown
You're an
woman
older
or a
boy.
man?
You're an older boy.
You're an older
and you're
boy.
trying to
Here I
kick
am,
my
a younger
ass.
boy.
Here I am as a small younger boy.
Yeah, I'm not even half
About
your size.
yay fucking high.
And you've decided.
I've
You've
walked
done
in
the
here and my
mathematics.
butthole itches.
The rent
That's
is
all I need.
too
I
damn
need you to
high.
help me figure out why my butthole itches because you please send me to the nurse and you're just threatening to kick my ass
You ever
right
think
now.
about how they don't teach you? Did anybody teach you how to shower?
Ain't nobody on God taught me how to shower.
And then they'd be
Listen.
like, "You smell bad, haha."
Motherfucker, dude, listen, I'm gonna bitch
Lucky
now.
for me, I didn't really. It took me a while to get hairy, so I wasn't really that smelly.
I was
But
stinky
every
as
little
fuck.
kid is smelly as fuck.
Listen, my goddamn baths. I was a bath kid. I was raised on baths.
That
I
shit
come
would
from
look
a
like some
bath
broth
family.
when I came out.
Hell yeah, man. That is some goddamn Noah stew in that bitch with some fucking. I'd piss in it.
There'd be
Sometimes,
chunks.
listen, I'll tell you. Listen, I would piss in my bathwater. No one told me not to. I lived with a cheap ass man. My grandma's boyfriend, that son of a bitch. And I'd piss in my bathwater, and then I'd think to myself, "Fuck, he told me that I have to leave my bathwater in the bath for my sister next." So my sister has at least one time bathed in my piss. And I know she doesn't listen to this, but I'm really sorry about it.
I really hope this is the one she was.
Listen, because if I were to like, I'd piss in my bathwater because I was disgusting and no one told me not to, and I was like 8 years old, right?
Yeah, and you're like, I'm in the bath. It's clean. in here.
Yeah, it's clean in here. Whatever.
Yeah, because you're
you know?
7 or something.
Yeah, and I'd shower again later. But like, I would get.
Surely they noticed.
I'd get
You're
beaten.
taking piss baths?
Yeah, I would get beaten, motherfucker, if I drained that bathwater and ran new one for my sister.
They would beat you over anything.
I don't even know if I would keep this in. I've never told this to anybody in my goddamn
I don't know
life.
if we can. Yeah, I don't know if we can have this in there, but like, let's talk about this for a second. Just it came up, and let's unpack a little bit of trauma here.
Hell yeah.
They would beat you for goddamn anything.
Anything you want in the
And
world.
then at the same time, because it was the early 2000s, tell you that back in the day they used to beat us for anything.
This could have
You piece of
This
shit.
could have been much. And that's the
I'm
thing.
gonna kill you.
And I did not get as many beatings as I got threatened with beating. But it would go so far.
Yeah.
I'd see motherfuckers put on brass knuckles and shit, you know?
Jesus
And they wouldn't.
Louises.
I never got beaten with brass knuckles. I'll say that.
That's
But
good.
they would put them on. They'd be if I wouldn't go to the fucking bathroom, like, take a shower when they told me to, they'd put coins in a sock, motherfucker, and
Sam Puckett.
they would butter sock
Sam
my
Puckett
ass.
you.
They would butter sock my ass.
mhm.
What the fuck is that about? What the
my
fuck
God. One
for?
time I got my ass beat over a damn dryer sheet.
A dryer, what happened to it? What they do?
My mom said, take this dryer sheet to the trash. She put 2 of them shits in there.
Oh shit.
I said, all right. I'm wearing my Batman pajamas. I'm having a great day. I take the damn dryer sheet. I throw it away. She finds the other ones. I'm getting my ass beat.
Really?
Instantaneously.
Insane.
I don't know what she was going through
For
today,
what?
but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough.
It was some
I know
fucked
that
up
for fucking
shit.
sure. That's the one that I think is the most heinous because that's just like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Because I can get it right. Like, I needed to take a bath. I had an aversion to baths when I was a kid. Baths and showers, I hated them. I didn't like to be wet. I didn't like to be cold.
Do you think it's because they would be fucking making you do it?
Yeah,
It's
you didn't
like
have
how
a
you
choice.
don't like vegetables. People don't like broccoli because they're forced to eat it. Right?
Before you're 10 years old, motherfucker, you don't stink. You
don't have enough body to be stinky.
If you wipe your ass regularly
good.
and you put on some fucking deodorant, you are not smelling bad.
You can go out there for 12 hours, be running and jumping with your lightsaber and shit, and come back scot-free. You're chilling.
I can tell you from experience that a 9-year-old can go a month without showering.
Are we back in
without
now?
stinking? Hell yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I can tell you from experience a 9-year-old can go a month without showering and
Easy.
smell fine.
Easy.
Greasy as
I don't
fuck,
think I ever
maybe.
bathed until I was 9.
But, guys, okay, so the fucking shower thing, right? I was a bath family. I came from a bath family.
See, I was bathed up until a certain point.
I was like...
when I was young, our bathroom in the back didn't work, and that was the only one with the shower in it. And it was like literally a hole in the ground. Like the last people who owned it didn't finish remodeling the floor. They just didn't have a floor. So like there was a shower, and there was also a Mario style pitfall in front of the shower.
Hell yeah.
So you couldn't get to it.
You love to see it. I actually just had like a mental awakening as you were talking. Like I realized.
Tell me about this.
So I was a bath kid until I was like 9. Like that's just what they told me to do. That's how I was raised. That's what everyone else in my family did, right? And then one day I was like,
wait, everybody, the adults are taking a bath?
Hell yeah, motherfucker, my grandma.
I took
Take
a bath
baths.
one time and
My
I saw
mom-
my dad's dick.
Did you see it when you were young enough for
I
the
don't
rest of
remember
your
it.
life?
I don't
Okay, because I
remember
saw my grandpa's dick when I was like 5. And
I remember
made
what
a-
I said. That I was like, why is it big?
That's exactly, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dude,
Because
my grandpa's
your
dick
dick
was
is little when you're a
20
kid.
feet long.
Yeah, I was like, this
That
is
man-
big as my
that
arm. What are
man
you doing?
Hacking
Yeah.
shit, man. And I mean, like, I'm sure it was like a dick, you know?
Yeah,
just-
normal probably.
Yeah, but like,
think about how you have to remember. People don't fucking remember this shit. Adults were big. Adults
they were
used to be
huge
big as fuck.
They used to be twice the size of me. Dude,
Easily.
Usually
more than that.
If something was twice the size of me right now, it would
Answer
be
and don't
12
stop
feet
talking.
tall.
Yeah,
listen.
if something was twice your size,
It would be 12
literally
feet.
be 12 feet.
It would be fucking huge.
And that's the world that kids are living in. That's the space in which they exist.
So I was a fucking shower kid, right? Okay. Or a bath kid. And then one day I was like, I want to take showers because they're quicker. And I don't have to draw a bath and
And you know,
shit.
Cody from Zach and Cody told me they had less water.
Exactly. Hey, Lawson.
Yeah.
Hey. I want to preface, I love you so much.
Lawson, we love you so much.
Oh, me too. If I had a car, I would have come up and saw you already, bro.
Hey, it's okay.
That's
It's all
okay.
right.
No one's mad
Yeah,
at you.
it's
Everyone
fine.
forgives you. We're just happy.
No, I
Hey,
know.
you're on the podcast. Is
Hey.
that all right?
Almost said it. What's up?
Is it okay if you're on the podcast right now?
Right now, yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. It's cool.
I wanted to call you because me and Bo both realized, me and Druzy just realized we're both really bad friends and we haven't listened to the song you made yet.
Yes, the one about eating the beat made about eating rice.
And I was
Yeah, it might be kind of hard to hear. It's really not that good, but I'd be flattered to hear live feedback.
could we put it on the podcast? Would
What
that be okay?
What could we
Absolutely,
use to
yeah.
watch this?
I got my phone right here in my hand.
Oh, will the audio be weird because you're also on the phone?
Well, I thought maybe we could hang up on Lawson in a minute and then play the song.
And then come back?
And then when he sees the podcast,
He'll see the
know what
live
we think
reaction
about it.
still
Yeah.
in the future.
Are we all?
But that's dissatisfying for him, I'm sure.
Is that dissatisfying for you, Lawson, my friend?
No, That's alright. That's pretty funny.
What's your hair look like right now? I bet it looks good.
Send pics of your hair. If you send me a picture of your hair right now, I'll put it on the podcast.
You can send pics of some other stuff just to me.
Yeah. Anything you're feeling, man, really, just...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you listen to the beats I made?
I don't know if you heard what we said earlier.
We're bad friends.
Yeah, no, you should listen to the other ones.
And it's no fault to you, but you'll send me something at 3 o'clock and I'm at work, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll listen to this when I get home. And then I get home and I'm eating dinner.
To me, because I don't work.
Yeah.
I don't have a healthy schedule.
Hey,
That's
I want
okay.
you to know
We
that
love
that's
you.
pretty badass, okay?
That is really cool of you.
It's cool that you don't have a job.
I have to go to work 8 to 5 every day. Every weekday.
work.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
like, fuck
saying.
those
Don't
guys.
try to make fun of me, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming to terms with it. I've
Yeah,
settled down.
You ever think about how we're all slaves in a way?
Slaves to whom?
Our consent is manufactured. Sure, we have the choice, but the choice is to either die alone in the woods or on the street or work for someone.
You singing the birds over there?
No.
Hey, Miss.
I got all
What about me and Jack? Me and Jack pretending to be you guys. I thought that was really funny.
That is really funny.
We need to still do that.
You guys, like I said, you guys can just get in contact with each other and do that.
And we'll just upload it.
Yeah, should we just make it and then like send it to you?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll edit it. You guys can just send me individual sound files.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool. Hell yeah.
I want to be part of that editing process.
Can you? Yeah. Cool. I'll screen share with you or something.
Wonderful.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
I want to be more
I'll figure that out
involved in the
between
editing.
Me and him.
You
Jack's been talking about coming down and seeing a show with me here, so maybe we can do it in person.
You're about to
That
do
would
a
be
show. Would
amazing.
you like to promote it?
Do you want to promote your show? Do
Huh?
you want to promote your show on the podcast?
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be any Springfield listeners listening, but I'm gonna be playing at the Odyssey Lounge on March 20th.
That's fucking badass.
I've been playing with Chaz and the Check Please.
I saw. Great name.
I'm the Check Please, you know? So,
That's fucking
You're
awesome.
the titular check,
We did
please?
not know you were the check please of your.
I didn't know. I thought you were guesting. I thought you were a feat.
no, there's 5 checks.
Who the fuck is Feet?
I don't know. He's on every song.
Hey Lawson, we love you, buddy.
I love you,
Love you
Lawson.
too.
Thanks for coming.
I'm pumping up my bike tires right now.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna let you get back to
Badass.
it, buddy.
I hope you have a good day.
Thanks for
Talk to you
calling.
later.
Merry Christmas.
guys.
We love
I
you.
love you. Merry Christmas.
What a good fucking.
Do you think
dude.
this podcast is secretly just an excuse for us to socialize?
Yes, of course. That's why I keep telling you to quit worrying about the fucking camera. I just want to talk to my friend. I don't give a shit who sees it.
Well, no, I mean, not even just that.
With other people
But to
too.
rope people
So
in.
that was one thing today. Is the friends that you are meeting? They're friends of this podcast. They're
fans of the podcast.
They're fans of the podcast.
I am nervous.
And they asked me. They asked my wife. They said, "When are we getting a new episode?" And Mac was like,
If someone asked me that, I think I'd instantly get killed.
so that's the thing, right? Is like they were like, you have fans now. Like you have people who are waiting for this to happen. And I was saying, I told them I was like, I
think we should
love
get on
that.
a schedule.
and that makes me so happy. And I'd love to get on a schedule, but I never did this for fans.
Yeah.
That was never.
That's
the
not what this
intention.
was about.
I wanted to send this to Lawson, and when I die, someone send it to my mom. Like those are the
It'd be
two
like,
things.
here it is.
Yeah, if you, we have 20 hours of your son talking. You know, here you
You'll
go.
love
you
this.
know, yeah. Like he doesn't want to talk to you about it in
I
real
never thought
life.
about what a gift of posterity this would. Every utterance of doom
Yeah.
must be recorded for
Our fucking
posterity.
nonsense, absolutely.
Oh my God, we are we are the villains and heroes of our own story. It's hilarious.
I love it, and like that's what I always wanted this to be, and I'm so glad that there are people who want to see this. That makes me so happy.
That's crazy, and
But,
it's
like,
really cool.
Yeah, it makes me, and it makes me think that maybe we could eventually have people that we don't know wanting to see this. You know,
Yeah,
that's
that'd be
the
really
natural
neat.
next step. But like, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, and
Like,
honestly, I don't care if it ever happens.
yeah, I'm
You know,
cool if it doesn't.
I'm not invested in that happening. I do think it would be neat. you
Like
know?
that's the thing with this. Is I
I
keep
do
dropping fucking plastic on the ground and shit, man. I'm dirtying up the damn office. Anyways, I would love to have fans, but it's not something I'm expecting. But it's also something that is possible. It's something that could happen to us.
See, and for me, it's such a relief because I am so. I mean, as an artist, as an artist, as far as my ink and paper stuff,
Mhm.
I want people to see that.
You want it to be
I
witnessed.
want as many people to see it as possible because I think it's cool, and I want other people to think it's
You're
cool.
proud of it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
proud of it. I am really proud of it, and I'm really proud of this too. But in a way that I've yet to experience in something that I've alchemically created.
Yeah, this is like
Maybe it's because it's between the two of us. Maybe it's because I do feel the same way about our other creative projects we've
Mhm.
done in the past, where it's like, oh yeah, no one has to read this comic.
yeah.
This is for me.
This is for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like that's one thing about this is like I did not have a creative outlet before we started this podcast. Like not really. You know, there were things.
I was kind of bankrupt of one because of my depression.
Yeah, like there were things that I dabbled in, but like nothing that I was ever like, man, I really want to put the time and effort into getting good at this. You know, I was just like, oh, okay, well if I'm not good at it immediately, I'm just gonna put it down, right?
Yeah.
And like this was great. Like this was like, holy shit, I'm putting something out in the world now. That's awesome. And then after a while, I was like, all I'm doing is what I do normally. Like, I am putting something out in the world.
We already do this.
It's
something we talked about, even in high school, we'd be like, we should start a podcast because this is a podcast.
Yeah, it's already a podcast.
Yeah.
The only thing I do artistically is drop this into a pirated copy of Premiere Pro, sync some audio, add some photos, and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes I'm like, man, I'd love to make, like, an interview or a short film or something like that, you know?
And I feel like this begets those.
And this, like, just, it led me there, you know what I mean? Like, the interview setup is our podcast setup. It is identical, but I put 2 VHS cameras in my dining room.
Yeah.
And that was it.
It's the same thing.
It was fucking
Especially,
perfect.
like, you know, like, if you go back and look at, like, the pilot, the first pilot, the one that was on my phone, which I still have.
Do you?
Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
Like, it's just, it's the same as the interview without a structure.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's identical in almost every way.
We're just talking at each other.
Yeah.
I rewatched the interview recently, and I'm mad at you about it.
Why?
At some point, you started interviewing me, and I didn't notice it.
I do that.
That's fine, you know, because I didn't script this. I brought you right into it. I was like, man, sit the fuck down across from me.
You're prepared and I'm not prepared.
Yeah, exactly.
In a way, a meta commentary on the podcast itself.
That's kind of beautiful. I never thought about it like that. I just wanted to see what
I was
cameras
thinking
looked like.
recently about it, yeah.
But, like, there was a point, like, when I'm telling you why I didn't watch a certain movie, I don't even remember what it was. Like Ghostbusters 2016 or something like that. I was like, this isn't... That's not right. Yeah, I've been flipped around. I've been switcherooed.
Yeah.
So I was a Bath kid until I was, like, 9 years old, right? And fucking...
Before this, we were talking about Larry King.
3 layers deep, and we still have to play Lawson's song. So, like,
It's called Can You Hear Me Eating Rice?
I was not told how to shower.
Me neither.
And at first I was afraid of showers. And this was the awakening that I told you about, is I realized it was because I had intrusive thoughts. I have thought for a while that, like, I've definitely had intrusive thoughts my entire life, but I didn't have a word for them.
I had no idea what they were. I, for a little bit, thought I was possessed with demons.
Really?
Yes,
I just thought I was a baby. Like, I just thought I was like, oh man, if I can't shower without seeing, like, that scary Photoshop picture of Michael Jackson I saw when I was 8 years old and getting scared and opening the curtain and taking a bath instead, so that I can see out into the world.
I'm being a silly little guy.
Yeah, I'm being a wussy. But, like,
a clown.
It took me some time to even get around to showering. And then once I did, I'd do what I thought I was supposed to do. I'd do what I did in the bath, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, you know, there's cups and shit in the bath. There's rags, you know, there's a whole situation.
Remember when there always was a big-ass cup the size of your head?
And,
yeah,
you always.
Had to dump that shit on you?
You had to put that, because you
just put me under.
Even when you're a kid, bathtubs are too fucking small. They're never big enough.
They've never been big enough, and I don't know who they're made for.
They're made for children, like babies.
Yeah, like, I guess, like, the smallest babies you can find.
People who are fine having their knees and their chest up out of the water, cold as fuck, having a bad time.
Dude, man.
Fuck that shit, man.
What was that?
And my grandma, she would, like, after my shower, she'd be like, you're not showering good enough. And I'd be like,
that's all the feedback.
I'd be like, what are you saying? She goes, the bathroom don't smell good when you walk out. And I'm like, what the?
I guess that's an okay litmus test.
Yeah, but fuck you. You know, because
there's no
that's your
instructions.
job.
There's no study. There's nothing to study of the test.
Yeah, you need to
but
tell
you know that you failed.
You know the results of the test without knowing my answers. You
or
know
the subject.
Score. Yeah. You know the score, but you don't know how we got there. So, like, and you can't, obviously my grandma's not going to come in when I'm 13 years old and show me
all right,
what
here,
to do
this.
Yeah,
do this with your balls.
But
yeah, no.
Like, I never once in my entire life thought about washing my goddamn ankles. Okay? If I
did not wash my shins. I never washed my shins till I was 20.
Yes,
I didn't do it till 2 years ago.
Because exactly.
I was like, and I looked it up and it was like, actually, you really don't have to. If you're washing your thighs, it's dripping on your shins, you're probably fine.
Yeah, that was
like, I smelled my shins. They were fine.
Nothing wrong with your shins.
But I got so worried.
No one told me, man.
Yeah. I was like, shit, you're right. I just forgot about them.
I didn't wash my feet.
That's probably why they're so hairy.
I didn't wash my feet. They're 6 feet away from me, motherfucker. Like, I never thought about it.
I'm standing on them. I can't wash them.
I'd be walking. I'd be walking the fuck
What am I
around.
supposed to stand on?
I'd be
watching
thinking to
these
myself.
things?
I'd be thinking to myself. I'd be like, God damn, my feet fucking stink. And not one time did I say, let me put the loofah on them when I take a shower, and that will fix my problem.
Because your mom, I don't know about your mom specifically. I feel like this is a pattern with
Ashley.
moms. A lot of Ashley,
Actually,
hit me up.
someone's in the office. Someone's just off screen.
Someone's broken into the office.
Let's go kill him.
Let's go kill him. How much has that been a real?
Ooh, kill him. Holy shit.
What time is it? Oh my god. How long have we
It is late as fuck. We've been recording
42
42
minutes.
minutes. I can't remember if I told my wife I'd be home at 3 or 4.
Check. It's okay. We can cut it out.
What time did I get here?
2.
It was 4.
All right.
We're all good.
We're all good.
Hell yeah. No big deal.
He was about to be in the doghouse,
I was about to be sleeping on the
You were about to be
fucking
in the
couch.
doghouse.
I was going to be sleeping on the couch tonight.
That's why young men don't believe in the patriarchy, don't you think?
Why?
Because it's like, but my wife can put me on the couch. And it's like, what, are you going to sleep in her bed unconsensually? That's what you're going to do?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Weirdo,
You know,
creep.
you know that's wrong.
If
That's
she
why you
says-
go to the couch.
If she says go on the couch, you're
But like
go on
that
the
being
couch.
said, that's a major disrespect of boundaries. I don't think anybody in any relationship should be like, you're sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
You're at a party or something, and he whistles at a woman, and you're his wife, and you're
And
standing
you're like,
right there.
you don't sleep in your own bed now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? It's like he'll do something like horribly like shitty.
It is
and,
real
like,
bad.
And then she'll just go, "You're in the doghouse tonight, Mister. You're sleeping."
It's almost
she'll
an
look at her
excuse
friends.
sometimes, yeah.
She'll look at her friends and she'll go, "He's sleeping on the couch tonight."
Yeah.
Like fuck that
Like,
shit.
that doesn't
man.
fix anything.
Kill him. Leave him at least.
Do something.
Yeah, you know, like
You can't do that.
Don't be playful about that shit. Murder the man.
Yeah, and the violation of his personal space is only going to make him angry.
Yeah.
And it's only going to make him think, well, I don't have any power. I don't have any control. This patriarchy thing is bullshit. This whole thing, she tells me everything. She tells me what to do. She
She's
decorates
just like
the
my
house.
mom. She's just like my mom.
She's just like my mom in a bad way.
What's a good way for your wife to be like your mom?
Well, I think if you ask a lot of young men, I think
Rub
there
your feet.
are some certain ways,
Okay.
you know.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What's Larry King's deal?
I just think it's fucking hilarious that that's what he said. You know, that's insane.
Do
Do you want to talk about the R word yet?
Let's talk about the R word. Everyone I know has heard this bit. I've told this bit to everybody. I don't even think it's a bit. I'm adamant about this. So there's a Norm bit. There's a bit that Norm Macdonald does. And it's with Larry King. He's talking to Larry King.
Oh, you're telling this for the audience.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I thought you were setting a new one up for me.
No. And it's like the crux of the joke is something like a college student has successfully smashed 40 watermelons between his legs in a minute, you know?
I thought it was with his head.
Something like that. And now he's officially in the Guinness World Record book of fucking R words, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good joke. Like,
I mean, it's funny.
Yeah, from like the setup of the joke, because he presents it as though he's like telling a news story, you know?
And he's sort of setting it up as this thing he feels positively about, and then he dismisses it at the end. It's classic, you know, like
It's a bait and
punchline
switch,
stuff. Yeah, bait and switch. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
And like, I was watching this and I was like, this joke is only from like 2015, 2016. It's not that old, right? But like, if you're not Norm, this joke won't fly for you. You know?
It's like that old joke he had on SNL about female writers or whatever. Or no, it was female drivers. He said something about women not being able to drive. And then the real joke of the SNL joke is you're not laughing, but a woman wrote that joke.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny. I can't even really tell you why it's funny. It's probably some internalized misogyny.
I think that
it must be, right?
He might have a way of like, I think and I'm not even gonna say he might. I think Norm has a way of saying things that are bad in a way that you can just tell there is zero malice behind it.
Yeah, there's an air of neutrality to it.
Yeah, like if he says the R word,
he's just saying it because he thinks it's
he
funny.
has never said that to a disabled person in his life.
Yeah,
you can just feel it.
I don't know. When was Norm born?
Well, you get me though. Like he's got like the air about it.
Once he's figured himself out.
He's got the energy.
And he's found his footing in the comedy world, and he knows the bit he's doing and everything like that. And he's got his philosophy put together, because his philosophy does seem to be really, actually fairly sound. It's like Carlin.
Yeah.
Right? Or sometimes Burr, even.
Because
sometimes he'll say something like, anyone who doesn't think water is a human right should be dragged into the street and shot. And
like,
sometimes he'll be like, a woman can't drive.
By and large, this screw fell out of something. I think it's the seat I was sitting in.
By and large, it's the guys from Wally.
No, those are the racist Transformers from Michael Bay's Transformers 2.
By and large, that'd be great.
So like, I feel like
Skids in my phone.
to a degree, there's not an audience for jokes like that anymore. That in
Well, I think
the
there
last,
is, but they're...
there's not a mainstream audience for it, right?
Yeah.
And I got to thinking,
Are they in the mainstream?
you give it like a corporate audience. You know what I mean? Like these
audience
you
that
can't-
is concerned with the majority of Americans' opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just not something that like, I'm not gonna say it wouldn't fly today, but it's a different kind
It
of
would only
joke.
fly in certain spaces. It would
Yeah.
not fly far.
Yeah, and in some of the spaces that it would fly in are awful, terrible
Other
spaces
flags
to be
are
in.
flying there.
And so like, it made me start thinking about the R word and how it is like maybe our most recently phased out thing that was in the general lexicon.
Yeah, because that was really in there.
It was way in
It's
there.
not like the other slurs.
It got to
was
the point-
all the way in. It
Yeah.
was like gay.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it got to a point, and not a lot of slurs
Which
do
gay
this.
is a slur, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, in the way that it was used.
Yeah.
It got to a point where the R slur was no longer being used for the people it was made for.
They were like, we need a new word.
It was almost exclusively like it had a weird space right when we were growing up where pretty much everyone agreed that if you called someone disabled that word, it was a bad thing.
Yeah, that's
But
fucked
if
up.
you called me that word, it
Perfectly
was
fine.
great. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like it was a weird time for us to be about where like if you if you called someone that word,
Jamie.
Jamie. I don't know why I said it like that. I thought you'd laugh and
Jamie!
Jamie. If you called someone
You
that
chew
word,
the gum and you put it in the car.
what?
I was riffing a Seinfeld premise.
I don't remember that.
I was
You made
inventing
a new one. That's a really good one.
Kind of like AI does.
Kind of like AI does. Did you hear what it did?
That Mario brought down Tesla?
No, the transphobic jokes that the
Oh,
AI
and it got banned from
Seinfeld?
Twitch.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I don't think the joke was transphobic. That's my hot take.
I didn't hear the joke.
He goes, I'm working on a bit about how I'm totally paraphrasing, but it was about like this.
Yeah. Paraphrase for the robot. It's not as eloquent.
Yeah, I'm working on a bit about how being trans is bad and all trans people should be dead. And then he goes, nobody's laughing. Why aren't you laughing? And then it cuts to the next scene.
That's better than Seinfeld.
It's not transphobic.
It
to me.
isn't.
I think
It's
it was
like when people say Leonardo DiCaprio's racist for being in Django Unchained.
Where
Where they're like, but he said the N-word a bunch of times.
you have to say the
dumb
N-word for the
shit.
fucking movie.
He's a slave owner in the film. He's killed for it.
It's in the goddamn script that's handed to him.
Yeah.
This
the
is
hero of the movie is a Negro bounty hunter.
it is a scathing satire of people who get up and make transphobic jokes.
Yeah.
But like you have to like if you're gonna get up and make fun of people who say the transphobic jokes,
You've gotta
you
set
gotta
it up.
say a transphobic
You've gotta
joke.
set it up.
You've gotta do that.
Yeah.
So it's fine. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was really funny.
If
I'd do it again, motherfucker.
I'll do it again.
I'll do it again.
I really think that like if Get Out, right,
Uh-huh.
had been made by an especially woke white man instead of a black man, it would be considered racist by white liberals.
Absolutely.
Because
this is weird.
it depicts racism.
And like all of like every black person in it, they'd be like, "That's token. That's tokenism right there."
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of
why did Daniel
specifically,
Kaluuya agree
like,
to be in this?
a very specific around my age black person on Twitter would be like, "This is racist as fuck," and if you like it, you're a bad person. And like, are you the police?
Yeah. What do you want?
What are you talking about?
And there are certain
And
things.
I'll remind the audience that I'm not a fucking conservative.
Mhm.
Just because we're getting a little adjacent to some conservative talking
Yeah.
points here. But my main concern is that the over-policing of itself in the left is tearing us apart.
Yeah, it's like there are certain things that to me like.
And we've also put white women in charge of slur discourse, every other discourse.
Yeah, TikTok in general.
anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Why are they the talking head? I know. Do
What?
you?
Tell me.
They have the greatest amount of social capital.
I see, because they're hot and you can't be racist towards them.
Yes, exactly. People see a white woman walk into the room and they are disarmed. They are pleased.
Holy
they see
shit.
me and I start talking about things that are uncomfortable and they want to leave. They are
Yeah,
upset.
they might want to hurt you and maybe kill you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So like,
And they certainly don't want to listen to me.
there are certain things to me that are like, if you do say or do them, like even like by proxy, you could be like considered maybe a little bit of a bad guy. You know
No
what I
hate to
mean?
white women. I love those guys.
Hell yeah.
They're really cool.
Me and all my homies love white women.
I have white women friends.
Hashtag not all.
I'm not sure if that's true. Hold on. Yes, I do.
I have at least one white woman friend. At least one. I'll say.
Diversity.
Hell yeah. Up high for white women.
Up high for white women. I want a shirt that says that.
That'll be our first merch drop.
Please God. Oh man.
I definitely don't think there's any like objectivity in like whether something is right.
No, especially when it comes to media, art,
yeah,
abstraction
like
of reality.
Because like that's how you perceive it. It has to be the facts about it, right? Like,
I do think artists should be careful in how they depict these things. I do think artists should take great care, especially if they're doing something
you can't
that
be
they
careless
don't
about
understand.
it. Yeah.
I think Quentin Tarantino's a pretty iffy guy.
Yeah, I do also. I think that's racist as fuck. I think I don't give a shit what Sam Jackson says. Okay, I think Quentin Tarantino is a racist.
Yeah.
I cannot picture any other reason.
Well, you have to remember everyone
fucking
who's been educated in the United States of America is a fucking racist.
Yeah, but I mean, like in a way that like he's like trying to be sly about it. You know what I mean? He's not. Yeah. There's no internalized racism there.
Well, I think he thinks he's not. I think he is.
Okay.
But I think he thinks he isn't.
I just
because I don't think someone who really was consciously racist would make the movie where a guy covered in the Bible gets whipped by a slave who escaped and then kills 2 other fuckers.
Yeah. I guess there's just I'm not going to go as far as to just call him a straight up racist. I guess I won't do that.
Well, I mean, I think it's a fair assessment.
There is a weird thing that has to be going on in your body, in your brain, where you write the scene in Pulp Fiction that Quentin Tarantino was in.
And you were like, this will be me.
Cast yourself.
Yeah.
And you do multiple takes of it. And you look like you're having a good time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Pulp Fiction's only brilliant by accident.
Really?
I really do think so.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Really?
Well, the whole gimmick of Pulp Fiction, right? Even the name. You can see it in the name. Pulp Fiction. This is Pulp Fiction. This is pulp paper. That's what it's about.
Okay.
It's low quality, crass for the proletariat, not for high class fiction.
This is the working class movie.
Yeah, and so it is a filthy film, a film that is intentionally as filthy and is full of swear words and slurs and murder and violence and sex as possible, right? And that's kind of the gimmick. It's like, this will be a well-crafted film that is absolutely bottom of the barrel shit.
Yeah, this will make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's also really good.
Yeah.
And like, I think that what he's doing there is what he's trying to do. I don't think he's successful in it, especially not in a modern context. He's trying to challenge the audience. He's trying to be like, look how filthy this is. Look how fucked up this is. Aren't you uncomfortable with this?
And like,
but the wrong people saw it. That's for certain.
Yeah, I can totally get that. Mm-hmm. Like you're coming.
And I don't even know this guy. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
he might suck ass.
That's what I want to say. Is like you're coming at me logically, but like I also feel like if it were like a guy in film school telling me the exact same thing you just told me, I'd kill him. Like, fuck, I would, like, I can see you telling me that Quentin Tarantino is smart, but if fucking, like, douchebag over at goddamn, like, University of California is, like, telling me on Twitter that Quentin Tarantino is a fucking genius.
Actually, secretly a genius.
Yeah, I would block
his totally
ass.
not racist.
Yeah, I'd be pissed as fuck.
Yeah.
So, like...
Because I think that is just denial.
Yeah, you just want to... You just
want to like the movie without guilt.
Yeah, you want to...
And you shouldn't even just because he sucks, just steal it.
I don't think you should ever feel guilty about... I think you should sometimes be made to feel guilty about things that you like, but I don't think you should ever actually feel guilty about
I don't think you should carry it with you. I think guilt should be a temporary thing.
Yeah.
I think guilt should course correct you, not take the wheel.
Mm-hmm. All I've been hearing about for the past week is Hogwarts Legacy. That's all I've heard about constantly.
Keffal's... What do you think about Keffal's take?
I don't like Keffal's take.
Me neither. Look, voting with your wallet is really important in a capitalist society.
Yeah,
Keffal's. I know that you're from Canada or whatever, but like, no, over here that shit's not gonna fly.
Yeah, like I by and large am fine with Keffal's. Like I don't keep up with her shit.
I don't dislike her.
Like I've never been presented a case for like loving her or hating her. I am completely indifferent.
I've presented cases that seem tenuous to me.
Yeah.
If I see one that really matters, I will. Really matters. If I see
nothing one here matters.
No. If I see one that like, I don't know, seems especially founded, and that I look into and find more fucking about it.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I might end up disliking Keffals. My love for Keffals is not unconditional.
Yeah.
But like, just because I disagree with Keffals doesn't mean I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah Keffals actually is bad for the trans community.
Yeah, no, that's not your place to talk, know. But like, I don't think people should be playing the game.
I think it's a bad idea.
That's my opinion.
I think it's stupid.
I think at the very least you shouldn't be doing it and like claim allyship and like do other things like.
Now, if you didn't know, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
At
If you're arguing about it on the
everybody
internet,
knows.
you know.
Oh yeah.
Like
It's literally being brought to your attention. At that point, you're through.
yeah. Like
That's,
you
you
do
know
it or not.
you have the great power to not buy the game, and you have the responsibility not to fucking do it.
But like at the same time, I don't think the people who are playing it should be sitting there the whole time like,
No.
I'm sorry,
No.
Mom. Like just like
A mistake is made once; it should be apologized
yeah,
for once.
yeah. I don't think there should be any guilt in consuming media, but I don't think there's anything
Now,
wrong
if you do the
with
microtransactions, you're going to hell.
shaming them for it. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, and I
Shame
wouldn't
doesn't
say,
make better people.
yeah.
Shame doesn't make allies of anybody.
Well, if like someone is playing Hogwarts Legacy and they're being like an asshole about it, like
Yeah.
I don't want them to sit and be like just not enjoying themselves, but I do want to be like, you
Don't do
shouldn't
that.
be doing that,
That's fucked up.
like
Don't do that.
like I'm imbuing it upon them, but I'm not asking them to absorb it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like you don't know this, but this. I watched Deadpool recently.
How's that?
Film that because of the nature of the character ages okay,
Mm-hmm.
because Deadpool sucks. Deadpool's not a good dude. That's the whole gimmick. He even says in the movie, like, I'm not a superhero.
I suck at this.
I
was
a
never
bad
written
guy
to be
who
a
gets
superhero.
paid to kill worse guys. And it really did introduce. We're not going to talk about that. But there's this bit where Colossus shows up after Deadpool has killed a bunch of people on an overpass, and he goes, "This is a shameful use of your powers."
You could be doing something else.
Yeah.
You could do something better.
And that's what it is, where it's like, Deadpool, you are misusing your gifts. You are when you engage in something, you buy some dumb bullshit from some dumb bullshit person like J.K. Rowling. You are shaming yourself.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not.
Like, I think there's a certain, like, there are a lot of people who are doing it because they like J.K. Rowling and they want to support
and those
her.
guys are just clear and true assholes.
Yeah, these are not the people in the argument.
No.
These are not the people we're worried
They're not
about.
engaged.
These are the people who are like, I asked you before what you do as a member of the black community when someone is like, on the YouTube comments of an insanely racist thing, where they're like, I'm black and I think this is hilarious. Because like from my perspective, if I said that shit, I would feel gross. I'd go take a shower about it. You know what I mean? And like the amount of black people who like the Rush Hour movies, I totally get it. I think it's great, right? Like what you like, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know if I could do that. Like I don't know if like I could watch my like the person that I am being clowned on in such a way where I'm like,
wait,
I think this is funny.
Are the Rush Hour movies racist?
They're kind of racist.
I
Jackie Chan says the N-word in them.
What?
Yeah, he'll put on a black scent and shit. He'll do that sometime.
I haven't seen those movies in upwards of a decade and just bought all 3 of them on Blu-ray.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Watch. I've seen like.
I want to
clips.
see them now.
Yeah.
I want to watch them again now because well, also when I watched them as a kid, I saw the TV versions.
Okay, so then.
So that wasn't in.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but like
that's fucking crazy.
I just like I feel like that there are people out there who have thicker skin than me is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And like I understand when a trans person like Keffals comes out and they're like,
it's not that important.
it's not a big deal. I don't think it, but to me it is. Like I truly feel it, and I feel like
Well, I think every big deal is comprised of a bunch of little deals. I don't think it's a big deal, but I think it is one of the little ones.
I feel like if I don't think it's wrong to look at it the way that Keffals looks at it, you know. But I do think like to a degree, it's like I just don't think you're thinking about it enough. Like there's one thing of like if I ask you whether something is a good or a bad thing in a vacuum, you know, and a different thing whether you consider the repercussions that come from doing
in the
that
grand
thing.
scheme of things, is this something you should do or not?
Yeah, like there is a fly on the table in my house, and I asked you, should I slap that fly? And there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
But like, I know that my baby is asleep in the next room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also, you're gonna get fly guts on your table that you eat off of.
Yeah, you know, like you get me. You know, like it could be a little thing to be playing Hogwarts Legacy, but like 1 million people buy and play Hogwarts Legacy, and then they make a sequel,
$1 million.
and they put another $1 million.
More than $1 million.
Yeah.
$60 million.
Yeah. And they put another fucking $500 million in J.K. Rowling's pocket because they want to license a sequel and they want her to help write it. You know, like it adds up. Like I feel like there are some people like
shit. It's not just the trans people.
Yeah.
Have you seen the goblins?
Yeah. What about the Jewish and the black people also?
What about Cho Chang?
Fucking Cho Chang.
Can you believe she's named Cho Chang? I feel racist right now. I feel racist right now.
See, I grew up so much with Harry Potter that like
you didn't
Cho
think
Chang
about
is
it.
just it's
Oh
just
shit! I didn't think about Neon being racist.
yeah. It's on my
Or the
tongue.
Nemoidians.
The what?
The guys from episode 1 that are clearly like Japanese stereotypes based on the Flash Gordon villains. And it's like, I get that you're doing the Flash Gordon villains, George, but I don't think you know how racist you're being right now.
It's bad.
Like, because I know that Star Wars is like dedicated to anti-fascism it's baked into the story. Right. That being said, all the villains are based off of stuff that is very not anti-fascist.
Yeah,
he's co-opting that and making it that. And
really
sometimes that stuff, like fucking Death to Ming from the damn Flash Gordon serials, it's still racist when you you flip it upside down and put it over here and name him after Newt Gingrich. Yeah. It's still gonna be a little racist.
It's not like you have to. It's a little thing. Like I'm taking the guys from Flash Gordon. This is fine, and then like
I'm not doing the evil Japanese emperor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's fine. I'm just taking I'm taking these guys and I'm making them into these guys.
And then people are like, oh wow, I think this is kind of offensive.
Up,
I don't like this. So the R word, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was such a time.
This sounds like a different kind of podcast.
I love this podcast.
I love this podcast.
So there was a time where like it was a critical point for the R word where it was.
What year do you think this was?
2011.
11? That's earlier than I expected.
Really?
Yes.
Where it was not being used derogatorily anymore towards the people that it originally applied to.
Oh, yeah.
You're not hearing
it.
Like if
it was a slur that wasn't used for the people it is of.
Yeah, like that. 2011 was a time where if you called someone the R word and that word applied to them, you'd get your ass beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like for some reason, people just thought that was fine. Like it didn't hurt them if you didn't throw it directly at them.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, we were using it all the time for people that it didn't apply to. Yeah. Like people who were just dumb, like just lacked common sense, right? Yeah. And then eventually we stopped doing that too. You know, because which I think is a great thing. I think
definitely
let's phase out. It
should have been phased out.
It was bad. It was bad the whole time, right?
Should not have stuck.
But
around.
like, it was in us. Like it was in every fiber of our being growing up. That was what you.
Socialization is a powerful thing.
Yeah, and like I don't think it's good. I think it's very bad. But
it's dangerous. Socialization can make you do anything.
It will make you join the Hitler Youth.
Yes.
It will make you gas Jewish people.
And the scariest thing about it is, right? My favorite thing about a man is that in order to get him to do evil, you have to convince him that it's good first.
Yeah, and just maybe get his friends to do it.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
it's like, well, yeah, everybody's gassing them.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Everybody's killing these people.
That's the way it is now.
It's fun. Like think about it. No, they're bad, dude. It's good. We're doing the good
we're
thing.
doing it. This is a net positive for everybody. It's gonna make things happy.
You can't just get someone to commit evil. People aren't like that.
No.
They really aren't. And that's the thing, right? People see the Klan and they're like, these men aren't evil.
Yeah.
And evil isn't real. We invented that.
When every guy you go to church with is in the Ku Klux Klan, you're gonna be there too.
Yeah.
It's just the way and I'm not, this is obviously not to say that it doesn't make it not a bad thing.
Oh yeah, they're still bad.
If you're taught to believe that that's just the way it is, if that's just what
you're brainwashed. People used to watch people fight lions in pits in mass.
They would watch them kill each other.
They would go and see the hangings.
And now we're making movies about it.
Yes. And we say how unimaginable this cruelty is.
It's just the way it was.
Yeah, and also, if
you saw your first
bills,
hanging,
you deserve to freeze on the street.
Yeah.
We still have this social murder, as Nietzsche put it.
It's different now. It's longer. Shut the fuck up. There's a Nietzsche book on this somewhere.
I don't think so. They're mostly about architecture, which is weird of you.
Weird of me?
He's an armadillo.
I know what the fuck is on my goddamn shelves. Put it back.
I'm a guest in your home.
So it's been so recently since we phased out that word that I don't think that we have a word that was used the way it was in 2011.
There's a gap there still, you think?
Yes. I don't think we have a good word for people who lack common sense. I don't. I think the last...
We should bring something back like a lackey or fool.
Yeah, exactly. But that's...
We say those things.
I've talked about this before. We can't bring that back. Because you need that shit to punch. That's the thing about the R word, is that it hit.
Those words are no longer in our vernacular, not because they don't mean that, but because they have lost their panache.
Yeah. If you call someone a fool, they're gonna follow up with "Okay, Grandpa" and walk the fuck away. You know what I mean?
Fuck you, Rosie O'Donnell.
Like, there was.
I stole that joke, and I don't remember who I stole it from.
I do that all the time.
I just want someone to know it was from a stand-up.
Way back when.
It was a while ago.
Donald Glover's weirdo.
He did look like Rosie O'Donnell. He had a great bit about being a teacher, and he didn't really care, but there was a guest teacher, so he had to really be the man for a second.
Of course.
Isn't that fucked up? Fucked up little turn of phrase.
Be the man?
Be the man. What does that mean?
I'm looking for the man of the house. You ever
the
been
man
told
of the
that?
house. I was the man of the house when I was 6 years
That's
old.
what my mom told me.
Yeah,
That's what they told me. I was the man
My
of the
grandpa, he
house.
sat me down in the driveway, and he said...
On the asphalt?
On the asphalt.
On your ass on the asphalt?
On the asphalt. It's my asphalt. He did that probably.
Really?
And he said, your father's not around. You're the man of the house. And that's my daughter.
No fucking way.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Talk to you like you were an animal.
Kind of, yeah. I was like a guard dog.
That's fucked up.
And I was literally like, okay, how do I kill a man?
if that Norm joke ended with the Guinness World Record book of fucking dipshits or fucking idiots, it would not...
Fools.
Yeah, of fools. It would not have the same
It's true.
punch. And so I am...
Comedy feeds off of those words.
Yeah.
Comedy, and that's why so many comics who are really shitty people are so successful in the industry.
Yeah, because those words do have the punch. They do the work for you, almost.
It's a cheat code a little bit.
Yeah.
But if everyone's cheating, it's Mario Kart. You have to.
Yeah. So my whole thing is like...
Not that you have to say slurs. Hold on.
They have to. Jeff Dunham has to.
Jeff Dunham wouldn't be funny without slurs.
Yeah.
Because he's a talentless hack.
He's a fucking idiot. He is a good ventriloquist. Like
He's really good at ventriloquism.
He's just not funny.
Yeah. He could have done anything else.
But like
He could have worked for ILM.
he could have been a genius. He could have done.
He could have been the guy, instead of making Frank Oz get his old ass under the floor to hang out with 50-year-old Mark Hamill, they could have had him just do the voice.
There's another world where he is the next Jim Henson.
Yeah, Dunham could have really done
good
it. He was seduced by the
Done
dark
it,
side.
Dunham. But you know, if 9/11 never
Do it like
happened,
Dunham.
if 9/11 in the world where 9/11 didn't happen,
We would have never gotten Family Guy.
I guarantee you, he works at Industrial Light and Magic.
You think so?
If 9/11 never happened, he never came up with that
The
fucking
hatred
racist
did not
ass.
infect his mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe so.
So I think that we need a word for people who are dumb because they're dumb, not because they have any kind of disability.
Nothing is like quote unquote wrong with them.
There's. I love that. He's got problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, they would be saying that shit in iCarly too. Like
Hell
they,
yeah.
Like not the R word, of course, but
they've
they would
got
they would get
problems.
real close. Do you remember the episode? I was
Flame
watching-
retardant.
Yeah, they were really into that one.
Yeah.
They were really because they could get away with it.
Uh-huh.
It's like when you hear a white guy say "snigger" too much, and you're like, "Oh, I don't like this guy."
Fucking Mac just got a camera that says I'm gonna spell the brand name. It's Japanese. Nikkor. Say that.
Nick. Yeah.
Nikkor. Say it fast.
Nickor?
Like
Nigger.
if you're doing it with it.
What kind of camera is this? Nigger camera.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that fucking crazy?
And you know, it's
that's
like
the kind of shit iCarly was doing.
Yeah, they would be, that pedophile ate that shit up.
He thought that was hilarious.
Should this play us out? We've been talking for so long.
Yeah.
No. It might not. We don't know. But yeah, like, there was this one episode of iCarly I was watching, shout out to Quentin Reviews. Quentin Reviews' end of iCarly video, and there's this bit where Sam and her mom meet.
Okay.
And Sam is being abused, and this is funny.
Yes. Yeah.
And Carly also is, they mention it in this episode only.
Mm-hmm.
There was something that happened to her that involved a goat.
Yes.
And now she can no longer be in enclosed spaces. Right? Already a little bit weird joke for the children's show on Nickelodeon that plays at 8/7 Central.
She's been molested.
Yeah. And then, I don't know if you remember this part, but she's in an enclosed space and she has a comedic interpretation of what is essentially a PTSD-induced nervous breakdown.
Okay.
And she starts bawling like a sheep and stuff. It's really fucked up and gross and weird. And this is just kind of the kind of thing that even children's shows just got off on, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was the kind of humor they were just spitting.
Yeah.
The fuck.
If it's
man,
like,
that was loud.
like there was, and I think that's part of it, right? If there's this,
We'll
it's so
sync it.
thin. Yeah. There's this that will actually help with syncing. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
all done like AI stuff.
We
Wait, there's no
forgot to-
syncing. There's one mic.
You're right.
Anyways, like.
Well, what about the video? That's pretty easy.
Yeah, I just gotta, you know.
Are we gonna find out?
What if that's what the English?
When aliens show up, is Star Wars racist?
If they walk
is it
down,
more racist than the to the people or to the aliens?
Yeah, like does it like? Will they just come down and they speak like they look exactly like us and they speak just like slanted English?
Yeah.
You know, just a slightly
But
different.
on principle that they're aliens, they're gonna be like Star Trek and Star Wars are both racist, or are they gonna be like this is racist against you guys?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is terrible.
Yeah, you're being really mean to yourself.
But like about the like fucking, there was so much just if it were like edgy humor like pushing it, and there was always someone somewhere that would like be made to feel bad about this joke. Like they would know the joke was on them. Like
Yeah.
people, I don't know if you ever heard that motherfucker that got raped by a dolphin.
Well,
Like,
that happens.
Yeah, there was like one big story, but yeah, it's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's watching the GOAT episode of iCarly, and he's getting fucked up about it.
Yeah, because like that's the joke.
Yeah.
Well, there's this joke going around on TikTok right now, where this guy is talking about how he was molested by a Bigfoot and how it was a girl Bigfoot.
Okay,
and
with
he's not
titties.
gay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's like,
That's weird.
This
Like
is fucked
there's
up.
always there is someone who's already been through it who's like the butt of this, and that's why I think we need a new R word.
Yeah.
Because like we need a word that just makes someone feel awful about the thing they just did or said, without insulting anybody. And to an extent we don't have words like that for anybody. You know what I mean? Somebody's eating too much, you're calling them fat.
Yeah,
You're
it's
calling them
fucked up.
words that make people feel bad already.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like you can't.
a word that's already been weaponized by different people.
Exactly.
At different times.
There are so many, like, almost all of the insults we have.
But can we create a new weaponizable word without it eventually becoming something like this anyway?
No, because like you have to introduce it with connotation. You know what I mean? Like Nimrod is a good one.
Nimrod used to mean great hunter.
Exactly. And then it
Bugs
was
Bunny said
Bugs
Nimrod
Bunny
too many
fucked it up.
times.
Yeah. And like you never hear like Nimrod is always used as someone who is like, you know,
Goofy ass.
yeah. They're like,
There's an X-Men villain called Nimrod who's like a scary future sentinel, and I could, as a child, I could never take him seriously.
Yeah.
Because he's a big pink robot named Nimrod.
yeah.
That's
But
hilarious.
Nimrod has always meant stupid person.
Yeah.
But I've never heard Nimrod be used in an offensive way. You know what I mean?
No one says it.
Yeah,
Probably back then.
maybe so.
Mel
but,
Blanc might have been calling you a Nimrod.
but like, I think there are words that can exist to insult people without eventually being used to insult people who don't deserve it. Like maybe we do need some work as a society to get there.
I do believe there's a video, an old Vsauce video about what words will be offensive in the future, and it came out around 2011. And I really want to rewatch it. I just remembered it.
We should check that out in
Yeah,
retrospect.
we should check that out.
I would
That'd be
love
really
to.
interesting.
Do you want to play this out?
Let's
hear
do
Lawson's
it. Are we
song.
playing out?
Yeah.
Let's play this out.
How cool that looks.
Oh my god, yeah, that's great.
Oh, there's a little pause there, a little break, if you will.
A little rice eating.
A little rice eating. I love this man so much. I think he
It's
makes
a blessing.
does so many cool things.
He's cooler than both of us.
He is. He's
I mean,
living the
it
life.
doesn't take much,
Neither of us dress in drag and upload photos on Instagram.
which is objectively cool, especially in this day and age.
Yeah, what do we do?
You ever see those British soldiers who interrupted their drag show to shoot at some Nazis in World War II?
No.
They're on a battle cruiser and like they got attacked and they're like, fuck it, and they're just all in dresses like manning the cannons and shit. Great.
That
really
rules.
cool.
I bet no one can hear us. We
Yeah,
are.
probably not. Someone's opening the door. We're getting a door opening.
Hey,
Hey, Georgie,
I'm
what's
sorry, I was
up?
looking for my dad.
Oh yeah, you're okay.
He's gone.
He is usually in here. That's
Oh,
fair.
okay. I was like, who's playing music?
Yeah, what is
again?
happening?
Is my dad like making a song?
Yeah, this is Jim's new hip hop.
Yes.
Yeah. This is he's jumping genres. Thank you.
Don't you cut that out?
Nah, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I'll ask her about it later.
Cool. Next time you should tell your daughter not to interrupt the podcast.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I never get to see her.
I think that's on you.
Don't you remember what happened?
Not that we didn't pay you for that song. Hey, hey. Hey.
It's a doggy dog. It's a doggy dog. It's It's a doggy dog world.
It's a doggy dog.
Scat, black man, purple man, yellow, white, and brown.
Everybody's
Tell me
talking
about the
something
walking
kind
of your dog.
That's the end of it.
Tell me about the dogging dog of your world.
All right, I'm.
Tell me about the dog.